Hey, Fraser, good morning, buddy. We're heading off to church. There's a few problems at church with that power outage the nails that got hit through the wire there from the roofers, but we're on our way. We're going to go worship God and praise God anyway, and see if we can help or whatever. Let's go start the day and have a good time.
Yay.
At church. No issues, no major issues. Information was a little bit skewed, so we're fine. Church hasn't started yet, but we're here for worship practice. I surrender. Heading out to see Rupert. It's a little bit mucky today. Sorry, walking by the church open door there. A little muggy today. Not too bad. There's Rupert sitting there. He sees. I think he sees. I think he's paying attention.
That's his week.
Yep. There you go. Get all the adrenaline out now.
Yeah, they got her looking pretty good now, eh? All the pin gutters are.
Yeah, it all got done. It was going to be all sorts of rocks. There was nothing. Every inch of wood. Well, that's not true. I had about 3 inches of wood on this side.
Yeah.
That had rot in it. Other than that, even though it looked like it was solid.
Nice.
Not punky at all. Yeah, I was amazed. No rot anywhere anywhere. So, yeah, no, it was good. We got new boards up there, new 2x12 for the fascia, and all screwed in, so I can do pull-ups off this thing.
Yeah.
It's not going.
Yeah. Well, I see the screw. So now it's just a little bit of paint, and you're.
Well, they're gonna flash it. So.
Oh, so metal fascia on that as well. Oh, okay.
That's the.
No paint to worry about up the road.
No,
Nice.
it's all primed. It's good to go. We shouldn't have to worry about a thing.
Yeah. That's what we did on the last house that I'm just on now. All the fascia boards, we wrapped it in metal.
Yeah. Well, why not, right?
Don't have to mess with it again.
It's never going to have to mess around. It should last for certainly through my lifetime.
Well, Jeannie will be out, I guess tonight.
Worship night tonight. Yeah. Hey, buddy. So, as I've said, Sundays might be a little light on video. Dog ball on the ground. But we've been on grandparent duty all day. Man, I had some of Lorraine's cucumbers, and I did them in a grapeseed oil and vinegar and a little bit of Montreal steak spice. And while I was eating them, holy, something hit the back of my throat. It was just like, whoo, tasted really, really good, but I think I got vinegar directly in the back of my throat or something. Anyway, yeah, Chas has a mild case, or did have a mild case of pneumonia that she was probably for about 2 weeks. We finally convinced her to go to the hospital about 3-4 days ago. But again today, her heart rate spiked at church, and she was wheezing up a storm. She's been on antibiotics for 3 days, but we told her to go back. They've been there for like 7 hours now. So we've still got the youngin. There is worship night tonight, but we shall see what's going on. But I'm still, putting out a video. It just may not be, the usual high quality substance you're used to, eh? So what I do have is I have this. Now, I haven't tested this to see if this works, but I anticipate this is that thing I took from the dumpster, and I did tell the I ran into the owner of the business there. I did tell him that it was in the dumpster, and I took it. If he wants it back, he wants it back. It's fine. But he didn't say anything about that. But I anticipate that this is absolutely full of dust, that fine dust that they've been creating there, right? So, so I'm going to blow the daylights out of it and see how that goes. So, just getting the compressor fired up there and running. Oh yeah. Cool. Just realized I got a migraine going on. Awesome. When I say going on, I mean just started, right? I got the little thing where I'm starting to lose my vision, so. So far all we've done is blown out the motor. So we'll see if the motor's blown. That makes sense? Okay, absolutely nothing. So I think I'll have to probably get in. Well, I know I'll have to get into that. We may do this after worship tonight if we're going to worship tonight. I'm gonna go and lay down and see how my vision comes. Alright, I'm going to try and tear this motor down a little bit. Tear the engine down. Alright, maybe not quite that much, My thought process is, to begin with, is I think the brushes in the motor, I think, are completely coated. That's what I think it is. I have no experience to speak of, and no proof of that. It's just what I'm hoping.
Oh, I don't know. Bad day for me. Some lady from the island came over with a trap and she taught them how to do different things.
Trap?
The dog was finished. It was like, just going, like, it went nervous.
Oh.
Sounds like it might have been, it has two different names, so it was given up. And someone else got the dog, but, yeah, a little, it was very skittish of people every time somebody, because they saw him a bunch of times. And it kept running.
So far Philip said for everything, but I'm pretty sure I saw a Torx security bit in here somewhere. So far.
How do I make ice cream with, like, putting milk and stuff in the bag and then putting ice and salt
Yep.
on the second bag? If we did that with popcorn, turn it into soybeans.
Maybe.
I kind of want to find out.
this with a spring here. Goes into here. Got this comes off of the handle. There's the switch, other side of the handle. Could be the switch that's burnt out, but more than likely it's the motor. Like that. And down. So that's off. Basically a small blower motor. Rubber boot. And that will probably be a cooler of some sort, cooler for the motor thing.
Like a fan.
Like a fan for the motor, I would think. Keep it cool. Which probably failed, monumentally because of the...
Why is it showing right
Where? When?
here?
When? Tonight?
Maybe we should stop one thing. Less than 0.25?
Less than 0.25?
Yeah. And then 20% chance for 3 hours. And then same thing in the morning. Oh, this one says 30% chance of showers in the morning.
It was supposed to be no rain, and so I jumped up on the scaffolding today, as instructed, not on my own volition, but as instructed,
Please.
to peel back the paper to let the wet OSB dry a bit. I don't remember. It was just there was so many ideas flying fast and furious that I just don't recall exactly who said what. And I refuse to incriminate anybody, which is more likely the truth. So yeah. 4 shorter, so this is different. These little male and female connectors have a security button on them, if you will, so you can't get it off unless you push it in. Come on. Then you can pull it off. Because what it does is it actually gets connected into that little hole there. So. So motor's out. That's going to be successful day 1 today. We'll work on the rest tomorrow. Hey Fraser, hope you're having a good day today, bud. Church day, so was getting ready to go to church and a couple of panic calls. Right off the get-go. Craig called me up and said, I got a text or a call at 6:30 this morning from Katie saying that, there was no power for a couple of certain rooms, and Craig didn't call me until like 7:30 or so. So, he gave me an hour's grace, which was good. But Craig was like, well, I didn't think that and apparently he was also told that Sam went in and turned on some breakers, so he was thinking that the breakers that the electrician that the roofers had called in, which had been locked out, I saw that they were locked with a danger card on them, that Sam turned those back on. But then he's saying, but I don't understand how the 220 would affect, the plugs, the outlets and stuff like that. That doesn't make sense. And I was like, yeah, no, you're right. I don't know. I said, I'll go in and I'll take a look, but yeah, I have no idea. I said, just relax, it's all good. I'll see what I can do. And so I brought in some electrical cords and stuff for lighting until we figured it all out. And then it made sense to me, because the electrical that the electrician had touched, because of the 240 volt of the heating lines, the heater lines that the guys had hit with the nails, those were still locked out, still with the danger card, do not touch on them. No problem. But when we were running the compressor yesterday, the guys were blowing breakers. I just assumed that when they blew a breaker, they'd find the breaker, turn it back on, and then go maybe use a different plug. But apparently 3 breakers were left unswitched.
So yeah, that was all that was. So no panic, everything's good, everything was still locked off, no danger of any fire, nothing like that, right? So that was all good. Yeah, church was good. Got to see Rupert. Rupert's doing well. And then, yeah, somebody who will remain unnamed, who I will call randomly Doug, had mentioned that we need to go up and flip the paper up because it had rained the other day, yesterday, I guess, when we were putting the paper up. So, but the OSB roofing sheathing got wet, and then we covered it over, and he was concerned that that would cause dry rot and all that sort of stuff. So, so he said, yeah. He says, what time you want to meet back here? And I'm like, dude, this is first service, right? I'm like, dude, I'm going to be here till like 12:30, 1 o'clock anyway. I said, I'll just after church, I'll just go up and I'll tack it back. He's like, you okay with the scaffolding? I said, yeah, no, it'll be fine. And he thought I was going to use the man lift to come down to the far end. But as long as that lip is there that I can kind of hang on to, I can hang on to that and walk. I'm still nervous with it. I'm not great with it. It's still probably not the best idea for me to be up there with my vertigo issues. But, whatever. It needs to get done. It's going to get done. And so anyway, I flipped it up, I climbed up on the scaffolding and tacked it all in. And on the end, when I didn't use the man lift, we had can strip up in there to hold the paper down. So I just kind of used and they were like 16 footers, 14 or 16 footers. So I took the can strip and I went down under the paper and flipped it up, and I nailed it here and here on the can strip so that it just held the paper in place, kind of thing, right? So it wasn't going to go anywhere. So I didn't actually have to use the man lift or anything. So I didn't get any of that on video. That was just for free. That was a bonus. That's a bonus track. Yeah, man. Then it just kind of things just were going sideways all over the place, right? Like Chas was not doing well. She was wheezing. She's got pneumonia. She was diagnosed with pneumonia a few days ago, walking pneumonia, and so we said, like, go to the hospital. We'll take Constance, and they left at probably about 11:20, 11:30, give or take. They were gone till like 6:30. So, yeah, they were gone for 7 hours, man. They did blood tests. They did ECGs or whatever it is. They did all sorts of tests and stuff, and they gave her the wrong antibiotic for the pneumonia that she has. They found the pneumonia. They gave her different antibiotics. Plus, they gave her a puffer and such. So, the antibiotics that were given her were actually making her worse. So, or it was just not helping at all, and just gradually got worse. Quickly got worse. So anyway, really in all that time, we're watching Constance. I can't remember what else I was doing. Oh, I was doing all the video. Literally 7 hours of fishing cam video. So I was going through the last of that, got that done. 7 hours of video, and I think I've got maybe 25 minutes of usable fishing material. So when you see all those, those shows, those half-hour shows where guys are catching fish left, right, and center, they're out there for about 14 days for one show. Just saying. Yeah. So, and that's why they don't post that stuff. They don't air that stuff until the next year, because it takes them a full year to get all that video on, right? So, anyway, yeah, I was doing that, and then I wanted to do something today. I wanted to get a little bit extra on there, so I started taking that Craftsman shop vac apart. And as I was doing that, I was just blowing it out, really, is all I was doing. And that was at about 20 after 6, quarter after 6. And sure enough, a migraine starts. Started to lose my vision. So I finished blowing it off, went in, laid down, prayed, and I was going anyway. I was going to worship nights. We went to worship night, and came back after worship and working on it again just now. I've got the motor out, and I believe it's in the motor. I don't know what the problem is yet, but stage 1 is I got the motor out. So that's a success so far. Tomorrow, that'll be tomorrow's video. I'll work on the motor and see if I can't. But I can't. It's been too long a day for me to work on that right now and actually do anything significant with it. So we're gonna leave that. That'll be a good video for tomorrow. Working on that. And that was the day. I'm skipping away from Galatians today. I love this. I love this. It's Psalm 139. And I've heard it before. You know, I mean, I've read it before. But Mercy Me does a song of this song. A song of the psalm. And I love this song. Song and song. So I'm just gonna read Psalm 139. You have searched me, O Lord, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways. Before a word is on my tongue, you, Lord, know it completely. You hem me in behind and before. You lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me, too lofty for me to attain. Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? If I go up to the heavens, you are there. If I make my bed in the depths, you are there. If I rise on the wings of the dawn, if I settle on the far side of the sea, even there your hand will guide me. Your right hand will hold me fast. If I say, surely the darkness will hide me, and the light will become night around me, even the darkness will not be dark to you. The night will shine like the day, for darkness is as light to you. For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place, when I was woven together in the depths of the earth. You saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. How precious to me are your thoughts, O God. How vast is the sum of them. Were I to count them, they would outnumber the grains of sand. When I awake, I am still with you. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me, and know my anxious thoughts. See if there is any offensive way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. God made us. God created us. God knit us together in the womb. Absolutely every day of our lives was written down and known by God before one of them came to be. We are known by God absolutely, completely, fully before we even existed for one day. He knew everything we were going to do, everything we've done, everything we will do. And knowing all that we will do and have done, even before we did them, He loved us enough, knowing all of our faults, knowing everything about us, every mistake, every vile thing that we've ever done. He loved us enough to come to earth and die on a cross so that we can be reconciled to Him. That's the only way we can be reconciled to God. It's through faith in Christ. Free gift to anybody. Love you, buddy. God loves you very much. I miss you. Look forward to seeing you. And I will post more tomorrow.